Well, this is kind of part B of the little piece I did a few weeks ago on water in your fuel. I held this glass up and showed folks how to spot water in their racors or their water separator, and the fact that you have to open up a little bleed nut on the bottom to drain this water off. But what I failed to mention is that once you do that, all right, now you've got a different issue or another issue. You've got the water out, all right, but you just can't screw that thing back on again. And unless you have an electric fuel pump, that engine is not going to run, because the level of fuel in the separator or the filter is dropped below the pickup line, which is usually at the top, which means you're going to load the engine up with air. So another thing that you never want to leave home without with a diesel boat is a jug like this, little 1 gallon jug. Because after you drain the water out, you have to fill and top it right off to the top. You have to fill the filter and or water separator right up to the top. Because if you try to run the boat, it's only going to run for whatever amount of fuel that happens to be in the lines between the filter and the engine. And after you exhaust that fuel, the engine's going to stop. You have to be carrying on your boat a little gallon jug, mark it, and make sure that it's handy. Because if you get water and you drain it off, you have to keep filling it back up again with this little jug. So this is right up there with the knife that I did. The things you don't want to leave home without is a knife, and you don't want to leave home without at least a gallon or half a gallon jug of diesel fuel. Real important. It's also important, by the way, not to leave that diesel fuel laying inside a little jug for several years. At the end of the season, dump this into your fuel tank and get some fresh fuel, because diesel fuel, fairly unsophisticated compound, and it goes bad. So you don't want to have this little jug filled with diesel fuel that's been laying in a locker or laying in underneath the cockpit for 2 or 3 years, and then when you really need it, you're going to be pouring varnish out of it. So never leave home without it, a 1 gallon diesel jug.